All right, hello, welcome back to the stream, everybody. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. I was up somewhat late last night playing Supervive, which I guess I'm just like hopelessly addicted to already. I thought I was free of the multiplayer MOBA kind of battle royale style games, but apparently that's not the case. So going to be a very big exercise in self-discipline to not play that non-stop instead of working on Gunforged. But anyway, here we are going to be working on this new boss, the zombie Tycoon. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff happening. I have some animations to do for him, but going to be working on his gameplay programming. So getting his attack patterns in place, getting his state machine written, all that kind of good stuff. So it should be a relatively fun stream. Also, I literally just released a new Gunforged devlog 25 minutes ago. So if you don't mind, maybe get that open in a new tab and watch that after this stream. But otherwise, before we get into it, I want to remind you that Gunforged is going to be out within the next couple of months, so if you could wishlist it, that would be great. There's a link in the description for that. Also, I've got a couple of Udemy courses on sale, so if you want to learn how to build a complete game in the Godot engine, the links for those things are in the description below as well. All right, with all that out of the way, I'm just going to call you A-Cool. How's that sound? So A-Cool says, yo, love your game, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hello, I don't know how to say your name either. So, but yeah, welcome to the stream. Excuse me. I don't read Cyrillic, unfortunately. I think that's what that is, right? Breckhack, just watched the new vid. What'd you think? Sorry about that. Call me, I don't know what that means. Oh my gosh, I hope that's just gibberish and you're just making a joke. Yeah. Have you updated the GDScript Udemy course? There's one GDScript course that's for Godot 3. That is still for Godot 3. It hasn't been updated. But the Godot 4 course is not updated either. I know there have been some major changes in a couple of the Godot 4 versions, but it's still workable. People are still able to go through the course for the Survivors course for Godot 4. And you can still do it, like you can still download the version of Godot that I was using, and then you can follow it one-to-one. I realize that's not entirely helpful, especially with the new tile map layer stuff, but I just haven't had time to go back and update it. It's one of those things where if I were to go back and update it, I might just have to re-record like huge portions of the course, if not the entire thing. And so it's one of those things where maybe I'll just wait a little bit longer until there are even more changes to Godot 4, and then just go start to finish, just re-record the whole thing. But I'll have to see. The new vid was great. What do you use to edit your vids? I use DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve, which is it's actually free, but I bought the license for it as well, which gives me a bunch of extra goodies. But anyway, let's get right into this now. So I've got this guy. So on the last stream over the weekend, started animating this guy. He still needs to have his arms animated here, and I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do about that because there's one arm that's rendering incorrectly here. So I think what I'm going to do is I might have to chop up that arm a little bit. Do I want to chop that arm up now? I probably should. I probably should chop that arm off. So let's go ahead and bring up that zombie Tycoon there. Yeah, we got the arms here. So let's close all this. We're going to call this arm front instead. And then I'm going to take this arm here, cut that out. Okay, and then this is going to be arm back. Now is this properly? No. Put the arm back there. Perfect, and then we can draw on that. Okay, so it's just a tiny little thing, but the benefit of doing this is now I can extend the arm out a little bit like this, which gives me some padding now. So if I'm animating it, it doesn't need to be like perfectly, what's the word? It doesn't need to be perfectly in line with the body. I can move the body away from the arm, in other words, and still have the arm looking like it's connecting. So I think that's probably fine. I'm going to just change some things here. Ultimately, this is just a really tiny detail, so I don't need to spend that much time on it. And then I can do the same too for the piece that's underneath the staff. I can just bring this out forward a little bit more. And that just gives me, like I said, that just gives me some extra room. So like if I were to move this arm front a little bit, you see how it still looks connected because I've added that little bit of extra length. That same idea is going to be at play for the body here. So I've got the arm front and the arm back now. So let's go ahead and put everything back. And I'm going to have to resituate the arm, but that should be fine. Okay, so File, Scripts, Export Layers. Get rid of that. And then Save Sprite. That should be 5 layers. Yeah, 5 layers. So I haven't animated the arm yet, so keep the arms where they are, but I'm just going to go ahead and add what am I going to do? Give me 1 second. Actually, real quick, I'm just going to turn this off. All right, let's get back into it here. We'll wait for the project review though. I'm building my own project while waiting for it. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Nanda. Do you recommend the license? What kind of goodies do you get? I think you get. You might have to check the website because I'm not sure if this is correct, but I think the DaVinci Resolve license gives you access to a bunch of AI features, one of which is the voice isolation feature, which is really, really powerful. So if you've got any like background noise in your room or like an animal or a housemate, you know, makes a noise down the hall, that doesn't ruin your recording. You can just apply the AI voice isolation to it, and it basically just like perfectly removes those non-voice sounds. So that's great for the clarity of your voice, especially if you're in a noisier environment. And then also I think you get GPU accelerated rendering, so you can use your graphics card to render the videos, which goes a lot faster. But again, I think you should check the license. And the nice thing about the license too is it's a one-time purchase. So it's a little bit pricey, but once you purchase it, you get the license permanently, which I like. I don't like subscription services at all. So that was one of the main draws to DaVinci Resolve. They should sponsor this video, man. I'm doing sales work for them. For animation in A-Sprite, do you put all limbs on separate layers or do you wait until it's necessary to cut them up? Usually it's like a mixture of both. Like when I drew the zombie Tycoon here, I knew that his head was going to be separate from his body. So I just drew that on a separate layer to begin with. But as you saw with the arm here, that was part of one sprite, and then I just cut it out and did it as necessary. So either approach works if you feel more comfortable drawing everything up front and then slicing it up afterward. I've done that for several of the sprites in this game, and that works just fine. But, you know, if you know that you can put something on a different layer because it's going to be a different animated piece, then you might as well just do that to save yourself some effort. Welcome back to the welcome to the stream, Dorothy Slippers. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Okay, so we'll duplicate the arms. We'll go to the zombie Tycoon here. Arm front. Bam! And that position didn't change at all, so that's great. But the arm back is what's going to be... I should call this arm... Okay. All right, so I need to figure out a good rotation point for this. That should be good right there. Okay, arm back. Is that right? No, that's right. There we go. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, also this needs to be behind the body. There we go. Okay. So I think I've got that. So I can get rid of this one now. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got the front arm independent of the back arm. So now I can animate these things, but what I want to do probably is, in order to keep the arms basically in sync, I think I probably want to use another of these remote transform 2Ds. And this is going to be the arm back transform. And I'm going to put this, where am I going to put this? Okay, so right there. Yep, and then this is going to be... I basically want to put this as a child of the body, actually. And then the remote path is going to be arm back. So, as the body moves... I don't want to update the scale, but the position and rotation probably. Or no, maybe just the position. Yeah, I think I just want to update the position here. And then as I... Yeah, so you can see how the arm kind of follows the body now. So now it'll just stay attached to the body, which it's a little bit wonky, but that's just because I need to animate the arm as well. So I can animate the... Actually, do I need to do any of that? I don't think I need this. Yeah, I guess I don't really need that transform. Because it's already moving kind of with it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll try it without the transform. And we'll just try animating this, so... Maybe what I really want to do is just... Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try animating the arm front first. I don't know exactly how this is going to look, but let's try just animating the arm front. So I think what I want to do is take this transform here, this arm front position, create a keyframe for that. And then as he's going up, I think it would be kind of fun to make the arm move down a little bit. So maybe I'll just use the recording here to make it easier. Move the arm front down. And then bring it. Oh wait, did that not work? I thought this was supposed to be recording. Oh, it only records... Oh, it doesn't record when you use the... Okay, it doesn't record when you use the arrow keys to move. So I'll move it down. That's going to come up. Ooh, okay, yeah, that looks kind of good. We want this to be cubic, clamp, loop, interp. Okay, that's probably needs to be actually extended a little bit. So that's going down. Why is that? Oh, it's actually going up. No, it's not. Okay. I'm getting confused here. All right, so that's fine. And then we want it to go down more. Probably here. And then back up to its normal spot, which is negative 23 in the Y. And then we can play with the easing curves, so... Okay, so you can see how he's got a little bit of like movement downward like that. I think what I'm gonna do is change this easing here. Whoops. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I might delete this keyframe here. That doesn't seem to be doing much. Do negative 18 here, and then do a big curve. Not a big curve, I guess, but something like that. Okay, so now the problem is, yeah, the problem here is that that back arm is moving independently of the front arm. So I think I do want the remote transform. I need to exaggerate that even more, I think. Yeah. I'm just playing with the curves a little bit here. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going to look good. Maybe it should go up initially a little bit. Ooh, not negative 36, negative 26. Oh yeah, how's that? And then we can do like a curve like that. This probably doesn't need to go as far down anymore. No, we can make it go down again. A lot of this is just trial and error, at least for me. I'm sure there are some animation wizards out there that would get this basically like first try. It's got to look like it's impacting a little bit, so that's just the main thing that I'm trying to get across. Okay, we'll add a little bit of rotation to that as well. Actually, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that now before I worry about that back arm. So we'll add some rotation here. Let's see, rotation, boom, and we'll get that going. I'm learning pixel art and Sprite also. Here's what I created. I can't, I don't think links and whatnot appear in the chat by default, so unfortunately I can't see what you're trying to show. You mentioned that development hell that you fought through in the last video that was for game design. Did you have anything similar with code architecture? No, I don't think, I don't really have issues with code architecture. Like, there's very rarely any situations that I get into where the reason that the game is stuck is because of a coding problem. In the previous iterations of Gunforged, I was making, it was more like Enter the Gungeon, where there was going to be randomized levels. And that was not necessarily a coding problem. That was more of a problem of I couldn't figure out how to make the procedural levels interesting. Like, I couldn't figure out how to get the algorithm to work in a way that generated interesting levels. And so I just abandoned the procedural generation idea because of that. So that that maybe fits in that category of things, like a code architecture problem that was causing development issues. But typically that's not an issue. Good morning, Tupa. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Hello, Rin. Good to see you again as well. I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Love the new boss. Thank you. Yeah. I thought this was for a hit animation. No, not hit. It'll make more sense when he's in the game and moving around. Okay, let's do some rotation here. I wonder if... go this way, and then at this point, or somewhere around here. Yeah. Can make this even go farther. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so then we'll make this. And then we're gonna do cubic, clamp. Okay, so he's got to reset. Oops. Reset to his initial rotation here. Play with the curves a little bit. Maybe I will change this. Do 20 here. Negative 35 there. I think the reversal actually kind of looks better. Yeah, now it looks like he's putting his weight into like, so you can imagine him moving forward. Oops. I hope I didn't mess anything up. Okay, I don't think I did. But you can imagine him moving forward. Yeah, I think that probably the rotation needs to be a little bit snappier here. This. There we go. That's looking good. All right. I feel like that's looking all right. Okay. So we've got this on autoplay and loop. So what I can do now is I can run the game and see how that looks like. And then I need to do some changes for that back arm there to make sure that it's animating properly with everything else. I think I'll just use the remote transform for the with the arm front part. Yeah, there we go. He looks goofy. All right. I like that. I like that. Okay. So feeling good about that. Let's get this back arm. So we'll do a remote transform 2D here. Get it lined up with the back arm's origin so they're the same spot basically. And then this can use the arm back. And now if I play this, so you can see now the arm is in sync with the front arm. And there's a little bit of clipping like you can see here where it's not meeting up with the body properly. But this is such a small frame that it's just not going to be noticeable. So there's no reason to fuss over that kind of detail. So I think, but I can just go ahead and play this. So that's just a free way of getting that animation to sync. And then also having the layers working correctly, so the draw order. Nice. Okay. I think it's time to start working on some gameplay programming for him. Okay, cool. All right. So, let me commit what I have. Okay. Do I have a script for him yet? I do not. So just close this animation. I don't need this anymore. Oh, I just opened it back up again. Okay. So we've got our zombie Tycoon. This is going to be in the entity namespace. We're going to need a bunch of things here. So we need a pathfind component. Let's get a state machine working. So delegate state machine. I thought I had a macro for this. Public override void ready. Okay, so let's get a normal state, private void, enter state normal, private void, state normal, private void leave state normal. Alrighty. So enter state normal, and leave state normal. So that means that I can take the state machine, add states, enter, or it needs to be state normal first, then enter state normal, then leave state normal. Set initial state, state normal. Okay. So that ought to work. And then I need to override the process method. Process double delta state machine.update, and then also I need a reference to a velocity component, and I need to call velocity component.move this. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can write as much of this as possible without testing this. So the target position, what do I want to do for the target position here? I think it would be interesting the center position here. Center marker, here it is. Right in the middle there. So if this is going to be the graveyard, I think it would be interesting if the zombie Tycoon just kind of like stayed on the path. So if he does pathfinding just within a certain range, north, west, east, and south, I think that would be really fascinating. Kind of an interesting movement pattern. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try that out. So I need to firstly get the... Well, I'm going to store a reference to the vector 2 sort of like root pathfind position. Root pathfind position is equal to this dot get base level dot center marker. Or no, how do I do this? Center position. There we go. Get room dot center position. Okay. I guess I'll make this null safe. So there's the root pathfind position. So state normal. if pathfind component dot is dot navigation agent 2D dot finished, I think that's what I need to do. Am I doing this elsewhere? It's hard to remember how I'm doing everything. Yeah, okay. So is navigation finished? Then I need to acquire target. Target position is equal to root pathfind position plus vector2 dot right times 256. So that's just a random thing, and then I'm going to rotate that. So var rotation degrees is equal to mathutil dot rng dot randf range, or I guess rand I range. Yeah, it has to be rand I range. So int from, and this is inclusive. So 0 to 3 times 90. So that will give me the 4 cardinal directions, right? So if it's 0, it's going to be to the right. If it's 1, it's going to be down. If it's 2, it's going to be left. If it's 3, it's going to be up. And then I'm going to take this vector2.right here, multiply that by rotation, or dot rotated degrees, rotation degrees. Cool. All right, so rotated degrees, nice. So that assigns the target position, acquire target position, and I'll also do that in the enter state normal. So acquire target position. And then we need to do pathfind component dot follow path and velocity component dot. I need to figure out how this follow path is working. Oh, I need to set the target position there. Right. And follow path uses that velocity component. Okay. So pathfind component dot set target position. Target position. I think I can do it in here. That should work. All right. So if I did everything correctly, we should see him wandering around. But first, I need to go back to Godot now, and I need to make sure that I have both of those things. So I need a velocity component, and I need a pathfind component. So the max speed, let's do something slow like 75. Acceleration coefficient, maybe 4.5. I'm just putting in random numbers. We'll assign the velocity component there. Oops. And that should be good. All right. So let's go into the graveyard level and give it a shot. Hello, Vishal. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Hello, Christopher. I have some feedback. Well, send the feedback my way. You could either put your feedback in the chat here, or email me, or leave it on the Steam forum if you prefer. Can we use struct with C#? Yes, you can. Yeah, struct will work just fine for the most part. Okay. Spawn zombie tycoon. Look at him go. Look at him go. Nice. So you can see how he's kind of like going down these different places. He hasn't gone up yet though. Oh, there he goes. He's not staying on the path exactly, but I'm not gonna worry about that because that would require some navigation changes, and I just don't think that's necessary. But I think this kind of movement pattern is good. Oh, he's stuck. Are you stuck? Are you stuck, old man? The reason he's stuck is because these things don't rebake the navigation mesh, because I'm not expecting any enemies to exist at this point. So he doesn't see that that's an obstacle there, which is fine. It's going to make testing quite difficult, though. I might have to disable some wave mechanics here. Actually, I wonder if I could do that. Can I just delete the wave manager? Actually, I'll just do this. Export private bool debug do not start wave. So if not os dot is debug build if it's not a debug build or debug do not start wave, then yeah, okay. Cool. So that should work. So I can build this, and now I should be able to just check that box for debug do not start wave, and I won't get the whole wave cycling coming. Debug do not start wave. Okay, check that on. And now I can go to my graveyard here. And I should be able to, yeah, so now nothing's happening because it's not starting the state machine, and now I can spawn him, and now I can just freely test this fight without worrying about the game state here. Excellent. All right. A visual progress bar at the top for the timer of each wave so you can see it in periphery. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So just like a bar along the top of the screen. So like just at the very top, maybe like a 2-pixel bar. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down. Backlog, add visual timer indicator like bar at top of screen. I like that. I found it was a bit difficult to see the time readable while focusing on enemies. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Okay, so the basic Zombie Tycoon pathfinding is working. So now maybe I'll just work on getting his first attack going, which I want it to be like, I don't know, I have to come up with thematic attacks. I want to do some kind of like spiral attack, like spiral AoE attack. And I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I want to do, I'm just going to get something working and see what happens. Maybe money bags can like grow out of the ground and explode. That'd be kind of fun. Hello, Suhid. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. What's going on? Okay, I'm going to commit what I have. So initial Zombie Tycoon script. Okay, so the initial Zombie Tycoon script is committed. Let's create a new scene. I'll call this Tycoon Money Bag. Game object attack. Okay, this is going to be relatively straightforward, I think. I'm just going to add a placeholder, or a sprite 2D, I guess, with a placeholder texture. Maybe make it 24 by 24. Let's create a script here. Okay. Namespace game.gameObject.attack. On ready. Callable.from initialize.call deferred. Private void initialize. We're going to do a new telegraph factory dot telegraph circle builder node. Parent node is going to be this dot get base level dot telegraph or get parent. And then I need a spawn position. We'll use the global position here. Let's do private const int radius equals 96. Okay. Dot set lifetime. Let's do 0.75 dot set radius. I think that's basically it. So I can do build now. I wonder. Let me think about this real quick. I wonder if it would be better. Oh, I'm just storing the telegraph. I see. Yeah, I probably should do that. Telegraph equals this. I'm just going to do this real quick. Private const float lifetime. This dot, or no, let's just do get tree, create timer, lifetime, process always is false, dot timeout plus equals telegraph.queueFree, and then private void spawn damage. Okay, so in here, or I guess I'll call this do damage. So in here, what I'll do is I'll do a new circle explosion dot circle explosion builder. The node is going to be this dot get base level dot floor or get parent. Spawn position is going to be global position. And then the duration is going to be set thickness. Let's do 11 dot set enemy. Oh, set enemy true. Dot set radius dot build. I think that's basically it. Okay, so this is, I'll have to add some animations and stuff in here for the money bags, but let's see if we can get this now being used by the zombie tycoon. So I'm just going to add this resource preloader really quick, and I'll respond to your chats as well here. Tycoon money bag, boom. All right, we're ready to go with the Tycoon money bag now. Did you see my comment regarding shooting over the blocks in the graveyard? I think if you allowed it, then just circling the edge of the dungeon would be possible. Not ideal. Circling the edge like the dungeon would be possible. Yeah, I have to think about the graveyard some more. I agree, like I don't want that to be possible. So yeah, I have to think about that some more. Lots of playtesting to do. I'm trying to get all the content built, and then right now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus almost entirely on the graveyard and getting all the graveyard enemies built, all the graveyard boss fights done, update the tile set, and then update the terrain in terms of its navigability and everything. And then just like, yeah, just try to see what comes of that. I need to basically I mean, my goal is to have, it's going to be kind of a stretch goal, but my goal is to have all of the content done by the end of this month so that I can take the month of January to make any final tweaks before the release. I'm migrating my game to Unity. Unfortunate. Sometimes, well, you got to use the best tool for the job, though. I also think maybe some different gravestones in those blocks would look good. Yeah, I got to do some more. I'm gonna change probably a lot of the environment art for the graveyard. I'm still kind of bad at environment art, so I gotta work on that some more. Is there a serializable export struct class in GDScript? I don't think you can export structs like for the inspector, you mean? I don't think that's possible. So yeah, I don't think that's a thing. If you're looking for like something that's serializable, that is a data container, then your best bet would be to use custom resources, which are just supported by Godot automatically, but those aren't structs. So, but that's how you can store more complex data in a way that is exportable and serializable. Okay, I've been out of my drink since the stream started because I was unprepared. So I'm going to take a quick break and go get a refill on my drink. And I'll be right back and we'll continue working on the money bags attack for this zombie tycoon. In the meantime, if you check out the links in the description below, I've got a bunch of ways in which you could support me. The best way is to wishlist Gunforged and or purchase one of my Udemy courses. And so yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to get a refill on my drink and then I'll continue working on this zombie tycoon. All right, I'm back. Let me tell you what, it's snowing a lot here. Been snowing for several days, basically non-stop. It's very nice. It's very nice until you have to go somewhere, which I don't. So I get to enjoy it, but rest in peace to the other people that need to go out. Anyway, from Godot's Android builds, the whole project is easy to steal. I mean, I know games made using any engine can be decompiled and assets ripped, but the way it is right now, many script kitty with just one. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know anything about Godot and exporting from mobile, so I'm not surprised to hear that there are some issues with it, but you know, Godot still has a long way to go in a lot of respects, but it's definitely going in the right direction in my opinion. All right, so let's do some money bags, huh? Money bags, money bags, money bags. Node private resource preloader. Resource preloader. So I'm loading the Tycoon money bag from there. And so I need to have an attack state for this. So let's go ahead and create those. Private void enter state money bag. Private void state money bag. So I'm going to need to make like a casting animation for him too, which I have an idea for, but we'll see if we get to that this stream. Maybe I will get to that this stream. Depends on how this money bag attack goes, but we'll see. So we've got enter state normal, leave state normal. Okay, let's add some state money bag. Enter state money bag. And leave state money bag. So in the enter state money bag, I think what I want to do is I want to generate an array of money bag positions. So let's do this. Or maybe I'll make it a queue. That probably makes more sense. So we'll create a queue for money bag positions. So I want to make this like a spiral attack. So I think in the enter state money bag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just generate all of the positions ahead of time. And then in this state money bag, I'll just, on a timer, cycle through those positions. So the enter state money bag, so a spiral basically is just, if you imagine a radius of a circle rotating around the circle, but as it rotates, the radius gets longer, and that's how you create a spiral. So I need to translate that into code. So the way to do it is I'm going to start with, so I'm going to do this, private float money bag radius. And then I'm going to create a couple of constants up here. So private float money bag radius growth. Private const float money bag radius growth. I'm trying to think of what a good number would be. Maybe I'm going to have to play with these numbers a little bit, but let's try 15 to start. Private const float money bag angle delta. What is 360 divided by 2? 20, 18. Yeah. I guess I could have just done this, but let's do 18. So there'll be 18 bags per full rotation around the circle, I guess you could say. And again, these numbers I'll have to tweak these, but so that's a money bag angle delta, money bag radius growth. And then private const int money bag full rotations. Okay. So the enter state money bag, let's say money bag radius, we're going to reset that to 0. And then money bag positions, that should be empty. Money bag radius, private float money bag direction equals vector2.right. Oh, that's not a float, that's a vector2. Actually, I don't need to assign it there. In the enter state money bag direction is equal to vector2.right.rotated math util. Actually, I can do this. mathutil.rng.rand direction. There we go. Okay. Okay. var total angle. I don't know. That's a bad name, but that's okay. We're going to do 360 times full rotations. 4. Var I equals 0. I is less than total angle. I plus equals angle delta. What did I call it? Delta something? Money bag angle delta. Less than or equal to total angle. Okay, I got some chats to respond to here, but let me just get this in a good spot here. Money bag radius plus equals money bag radius growth. And then to do calculate position. Okay. With the weapon upgrade UI on the first time, show a tutorial about what it is you're doing and what each part type affects the gun you're adding to. Yes, I do need to add a tutorial. That's, yeah, I plan on doing that for sure. Also with the weapon UI, show either stylistically or in a list the names of parts that make up the gun, maybe above the stats. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm always cramped for space on that screen, so maybe I should find a way to include that. I have some more changes that I want to make to that gun part system, so I'm going to hold off on making like a tutorial for that until I've got it like nice and finalized. But these are good suggestions for sure. Hello, Nos Syndrome. Welcome back to the stream. I think MS Build would optimize that constant expression. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm mostly relying on C# to do a bunch of optimization for me. I just spent a little bit of time researching. It looks like Godot has a lot of security issues, especially on Android. GD MAME that can obfuscate your code on export. Yeah, obfuscation is better than anything. No need to worry about unnecessary calculations. Yeah, I mean, even if it didn't optimize it, like that calculation is so small that it's like not even worth thinking about, really. Oh my gosh. Wow, yeah, it sounds like Godot Android is like a little bit broken, huh? Yeah. A lot of work to do with the Godot engine still. I do want to get to 3D at some point with Godot, but I feel like it feels to me like 3D and Godot is still somewhat of like still somewhat underbaked. That's the impression that I get from just following things online. Okay, so calculate position now. So what is the position going to be? The position is going to be equal to global position plus money bag direction times money bag radius. And then this money bag direction I mean, this is kind of wonky, but money bag direction equals money bag direction dot rotated degrees money bag angle delta. Okay, so now with this position, what I can do, money bag positions dot NQ position. All right, we need a couple of timers now. Money bag attack timer and money bag interval timer. Money bag attack timer node private timer money bag interval timer. If money bag interval timer dot is stopped, then what we're going to do is we're going to say var position is equal to money bag positions dot DQ. var money bag is equal to resource preloader dot instance scene or null Tycoon money bag. We're going to add child money bag, but we're also going to set this position money bag dot global position is equal to position. Okay, that ought to do it. And then if money bag positions dot count is equal to 0, state machine dot change state normal. Now I'm actually going to do this check very first thing, because I could imagine a scenario where the boss doesn't end up generating any positions because of various terrain constraints and then just immediately switch back to the normal state. So I'll do that check here instead of in this. And then I need to do money bag interval here dot start. And then we're also going to do velocity component dot decelerate. Okay, so when we enter the state normal, we need to do money bag attack timer dot call start random private read-only. Let's do this. Private static read-only string name. Start random. Okay. If moneybag attack timer dot is stopped, state machine, change state, state moneybag, like so. When we leave the state normal, if not moneybag attack timer is stopped, then we're going to pause it. Okay. I think that's, let me check something. Right, okay. If moneybag attack timer dot paused equals, or we could just do this. If paused, moneybag attack timer dot. Wait, how did that work? Rat King paused equals false. Oh, I see. Okay, I think I did this wrong. This needs to be called after leaving the state money bag there, and I need to set it to auto start here. That's what I need to do. That makes sense. Okay, so what I'm essentially doing with these timers is that since there's going to be multiple attack timers going, instead of restarting all the attack timers when one attack completes, it just pauses the timers while an attack is going on, and then when you re-enter the normal state, it resumes all the paused timers. In this case, there's only one timer, so it's not really clear what the use is here, but I'm going to be adding more attacks, so getting that set up early is good. All right, let's see how broken this is. The issue is I want to reference an array of node 3Ds in a scene tree and assign them with an array of resources containing the same scene. The Unity tutorial I'm following uses the serializable struct. Is there a reason why you can't make the node 3Ds their own scene with a reference to the resources themselves? Yeah, I don't think that Unity way of doing things is going to be perfectly applicable to a Godot here. You might be able to export a dictionary. So if you export a dictionary where the key is a node 3D and the value is the resource, I think you might be able to do that through the inspector. I'm not sure. I don't know if Godot supports using a node reference as a key in a dictionary through the inspector, but that could be something to try, and that might work. I watched panels from GodotCon 2024 and they have made massive improvements in 3D. Yeah, I have no doubt that the massive improvements are coming. I'm very, very bullish on Godot's future. I really do think that Godot is going to eventually become the blender of the game engine space, where not only is it open source and free, but it's just kind of like the default, or it starts to become the default that everyone uses. And I think that outside of like AAA games, which are probably going to continue to use Unreal, I think that smaller studios are going to adopt Godot at increasing rates over the next couple years, especially as Godot gets a lot better. And I do think that it's going to be just like the default. Oh, you want to make a 3D game? Use Blender and use Godot. It's not there yet, but I think I'm like almost 100% positive that it is going to be there as long as it keeps on its current trajectory. Do I need to encrypt my game? I haven't encrypted anything with Gunforged. I do encrypt the save data, but yeah, not the scripts or anything, or the assets. Hello, Coffee Crow. Welcome back to the stream. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Notice the fog in the graveyard. Very nice. Thank you. There's actually fog in every level, but some levels are more subtle than others. Also, it may be difficult to see on the stream, but it's very obvious in the graveyard. Blender is kind of top tier now. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Okay, spawn Zombie Tycoon. Oh! Okay, we're definitely going to need to play with some numbers here. Definitely going to need to play with some numbers. So let's turn this radius down. This Zombie Tycoon interval timer to 0.1. Oops. I went the wrong way, that's right. So we'll just keep tweaking these numbers until it feels good. I wasn't expecting my guesstimates to, Oh, I went to the wrong thing again. All right. There's a ton of snow coming down. Holy moly, it's whiteout conditions out there. I'm going to change his movement patterns as well. I think I'm going to make it so that he only moves... Gee, dang. I'm going to make it so that he only moves when he's up in the air. So it really emphasizes the hopping. Okay, so that's looking all right. I think what I need to do now is this Zombie Tycoon here. This money bag radius growth needs to be a lot shorter. Let's try 6 instead. So it needs to be a lot shorter, a lot tighter. I might honestly make this even shorter of a wait time there. I'm trying to make this level a little bit difficult, more difficult too. Let's see how this works. And then the number of full rotations. Let's try it with 2 rotations instead of 3. Oh, that's definitely more intense, but I think I'm gonna money bag angle delta. Let's bump that up to 36 instead. So it's gonna do 20 bags total. Ooh, oh, that's cool. All right. Ooh, that's a difficult attack. Okay. Okay. I think I will pump this back up to 3 then. And this money bag radius growth, let's do 8 instead of 6. We're almost there. We're almost to the kind of attack that I think is going to be what I want here. Ooh, that's... Yeah, let me see. Let me see how easy this is to dodge. Okay. Obviously, it's going to be easy to dodge. You're not going to be able to get super close to him, I guess. Ooh, okay, okay. You know what? You know what I'm thinking? 4 rotations. Make it even larger. Just a toggle in the export to encrypt, so I would. Okay, I'm gonna have to investigate that. Glad you're doing well. I'm doing great, messing around with different way of creating components. Instead of housing them on nodes, I'm testing them just being a resource. Yeah, the interesting thing about resource, and that's, I think the interesting thing about resources is a lot of people don't know this, but correct me if I'm wrong, Coffee Crow, but I think resources, they have access to signals, right? Because signals are on Godot objects and not on nodes. Everything basically inherits from an object, right? So resources can actually intercept signals, and of course you can also write logic into resources as well. So correct me if I'm wrong though, but I think that's true. And that's really the big thing, is you just need to have access to signals. I could definitely see that working for certain types of components, like a health component for sure. Yeah, how is that going? I'd be curious to hear how that little experiment is going. Never seen snow in my life. I mean, in person. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are some places in the world that I guess don't get any snow, huh? Yep, it's a pretty regular occurrence here in the winter. Just saw the last video. Good luck in the game release. Thank you, Matthias. I appreciate that. Switched off component nodes to improve performance because I had like 1K objects each with a bunch of components. Is there actually a noticeable performance benefit moving to resources? Or whatever component system you're using? I see that you mentioned that you didn't try the resource approach. Oh, that's a difficult attack. So the other thing is I'm going to also be reducing the I'm also going to be reducing the range of weapons across the board. Ideally, there's going to be basically no weapons that have bullets that go to the, like, past the edges of the screen. There will be some, but I think that's going to help also with the ability, like, you can just hang back here and just shoot. I think it would be better if, like, you had to be, like, basically as close as I am now to be able to hit the enemy. I think that would make the game much more interesting. Let's see if I can outrun this. Oh yeah, I can. Cool. So you could run away from that attack if you wanted to, or if you want to play aggressive, you can back off and dash in, and that will work. Yeah, that's looking great. Ah! I made the attack indicator a little bit quicker too. So it used to be 3/4 of a second, and now it's 1/2 a second, which is certainly more difficult, but I think that's good. I think that's... Yeah. Ooh, I got hit. Ow, I'm not timing that correctly. I'm gonna try to time this. Ooh. So yeah, if he starts the attack, I can just run away. Oh, but I didn't dodge correctly. Interesting. Okay, okay. I don't want to make it too difficult, but it needs to be more difficult than the dungeon. And also, I don't want to spawn it in out of bounds areas. So I need to figure out how to do that as well. Let's just queue free that real quick. I also need to set color. Oh, I can just do set enemy color. Okay. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, huge performance increase when I condense all my components into a single script in Node, but I had a crap ton of things processing at once. Also makes the code a little messier condensed. Yeah. Everything's a trade-off, isn't it? That's the most annoying thing about programming game development is like every single thing is a trade-off. There's always something that's like, man, I wish it wasn't this way, but continuum effect from Isaac bullets wrap around the arena edges. Oh, interesting. Yeah, like a screen wrap, yeah. Resources have access to a lot and you can pretty much do anything you want. From a few tests, the performance increased roughly 75% on not so great hardware. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great idea. Phantom Gun is busted and I like it. Yeah, Phantom Gun is one of my favorites as well. Hello, AZ. I'll just call you AZ. How's that? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I'm doing well. How are you doing? The more I work with Godot, the more I come to find the scene tree is really slow. Yeah, I mean, they're working on that, right? Because like there's efforts right now to make the scene tree like multi-threaded and everything. So if you could have a properly multi-threaded scene tree, resolving the performance issues might be as easy as just like assigning certain entities to like a random thread so that they're not all processing on the main thread. That alone might just give you like a free performance benefit without having to change your architecture in any way. But I think that effort that they're doing is not quite mature yet. Super easy to edit and use on the fly. They can have most types of logic. Yeah, that's true. Had a couple of days off and just caught up with advent of code, so life is great. Yeah, this time of year is great, especially if you're just working a normal job, like a normal salaried job. Always liked this time of year because it's like you get a bunch of days off for Thanksgiving, usually 2, and then you get a couple of weeks of like easy work because all kinds of people are taking vacation, and if you're doing client work, like the clients have time off too, and people are out of office, so it's like super chill, and then you get like 2 days or 3 days off for Christmas, but then a lot of people just like, you know, spend their time off so that they have like a week or 2 week block of vacation. It's just like a nice chill time of year. I've always enjoyed it. Oh, and then you get New Year's off too. So you get like within the span of like 4 weeks, you get like 6 days off of work from your job, and then you can spend your PTO. That was my favorite part of the year. Unfortunately, now I'm self-employed and I can just take off whenever I want. I'm kidding, of course. I'm liking this attack. This attack is feeling real good. I gotta figure out how to make it not spawn in the invalid areas, though. Ouch. Why are these things not being freed? That's a little bit concerning. Oh, I got some errors. Cannot access a disposed object. Oh, because I'm setting the lifetime here. Right, I don't want that. There's a race condition happening. I love the attack and the increased difficulty. Good, yeah. I'm happy with how it's shaping up. Gotta brainstorm some more attacks. If anyone's got an idea for other attacks he can do. What I want to do is I want to have him have like a blink ability or maybe like he digs into the ground and pops up right next to you, and then like immediately afterward he goes into an attack. So it's like, you know, he walks around randomly for the most part, but then like he'll just surprise you every so often. Ouch. Now the thing is this going to be the 10th wave boss or the 20th wave boss? Because remember, I have a work in progress skeleton snake. Oh my gosh, I was dashing. You know what? I'm actually going to check something. Hitbox component collision mask is bit number 5. Player feet. Okay. So when the circle explosion effect is configured to be an enemy circle explosion, it hits the player feet hitbox. My suspicion is that the player foot hitbox is not being disabled during dash. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, then there has been a long-standing bug here that should not be in place. So we've got the feet hurtbox component. Yep, I think that's right. I mean, there's an easy way to test it. Debug visible collision shapes. I can't believe this is a long-standing bug. Oh my goodness. We have some fun game jams coming up. I know you're all hands on deck with Gunforge, but are you planning on taking part in any? I would love to. But like you said, I'm kind of all hands on deck. I can't tell. Yeah, the foot hitbox is not being disabled on dash, which means I can still take damage during a dash from a circle explosion, which is not good. Yeah, so in terms of... Sorry, I'm getting all kinds of distracted. I would love to participate in a game jam because I always like making devlogs for those game jams, and I also really enjoyed just the whole game jam process. But yeah, I mean, Gunforge, I basically need to give all my attention to Gunforge, so it's unlikely that I will. What game jams do you have in mind? Do you know the dates of the most interesting game jams coming up? Because if they happen in like February, I'll probably be able to do them. But if they happen in like December or January, then it's probably not gonna work out. Can't believe that bug was there. Oh my goodness. Well, no one in the demo seems to have noticed yet, but the demo's also kind of easy, so. Nice. Okay, those are turning gray for sure. Okay, now I'm gonna do some testing with that. Goodness, I can't believe that was a bug. That would have been a big pain, I'm sure. If the game released like that and people were like, what the heck, I dodged. And I still took damage. Oops. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's take a look at this. Ah. All right, now let's try it. Now I can be fancy with my dashes. Oh, well, that one, yeah, that was mistimed. That's all right. Oh. Die. Nice. Let me try running away now. Okay, that's a cool attack. I like that attack. All right, he's dead, but he's still alive. I gotta make a boss that has a second phase to throw people off. Everyone loves bosses with multiple phases, right? Oops. Okay. So I'll commit those. I don't need a sprite open anymore. I want to do an attack animation now. I have kind of a goofy idea, but I'm not sure how it's going to work in practice. What I essentially want to do is make his arms go up like this. Yeah, okay, let's try it. We're gonna make a casting animation for him. The ape from Sekiro was so cool. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, pain. That's one of the few games, Sekiro is one of the few games that I've... Oh, wait, have I got... Yeah, I think I did. That's one of the few games where I got every achievement in it. It was painful, but those, I don't know, Sekiro is just a fantastic game. I think those are probably, I mean, just like per capita, probably the best bosses that From Software has ever made. I mean, there were some bosses that sucked, like the demon, the hatred demon. That boss just was terrible. But yeah, the ape, Genichiro, Sword Saint Ishin at the end. Oh my gosh. Just superb. A really, really difficult fight, but it never really felt unfair. It always felt like it's just difficult. Eddie in Silent Hill 2. I haven't played Silent Hill 2. I like the idea of him digging in the ground and then popping up elsewhere. Yeah, I think I will do that. I think I will do that. Most interesting jams for me at the moment are January and February, Pirate Software Jam in January, and Games for Blind Gamers in February. Second one is great for learning to keep accessibility in mind with dev. Nice. Yeah. Probably, yeah, I probably can't participate in the Pirate Software one. I'm assuming the Blind Gamers one is a little bit of a smaller jam. I typically don't do smaller jams either. Pirate Software Jam. That one's probably going to be huge though, right? Maybe I'll see. maybe if the Gunforge development is going really well and I'm like really confident in being able to release it at the end of January / early February, maybe I can take a couple days to do that. How long is the Pirate Software Jam? Is it a couple days or is it like a week? Skill set I'm not too familiar with. Yeah, I mean, that's a good reason to do it. Definitely a good reason. It's 2 weeks. Okay, well, yeah, I can't do that then. If I was at a different point in development, I would definitely consider it, but gotta get Gunforge done. Game that you even want your biggest enemy to play. What do you mean? Just like a... Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. My biggest enemy to play. I don't want my biggest enemy to play any games. I want my biggest enemy to be miserable for the rest of their life. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so an animation for casting. Jams are commitment. Oh, Gunforge is a much better thing to prioritize. Finishing that gives you much more free time moving forward. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a matter, this is the things you have to do, especially when I'm on a strict budget and I've got to get some more revenue flowing. I have to make careful time management decisions, and that's just how it goes. There will be time for game jams later. Recommendation, I mean. A recommendation for somebody that I don't like to play. So a game that I think is so good that I want even the people I don't like to experience it. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I guess it's just, I don't know. I don't know if many games, I mean, if I had to say like one game, like you have to experience this game, it would probably be something like Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, I think, is just a masterpiece in every way. The writing, the combat, the art direction, the fun. It's just like maxed out on all stats. Baldur's Gate 3 is a good one. What else would I think of? I mean, there's a lot of games that I put a lot of time into, like League of Legends, but I don't know if I'd recommend that. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, you gotta play League of Legends, Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question, because I'm thinking like, well, is it games that I personally enjoy, or would it be games that I think are representative of good games in general? Yeah, I would recommend Baldur's Gate 3 probably. Maybe some Dark Souls. I think Dark Souls is like, I don't know how to describe it. Dark Souls is like a really pure video game. And what I mean by that is like, I think like video games in particular are just like great ways to be challenged and to overcome challenges. I think that's basically like what video games mostly are. I'm aware that there's like cozy video games and all that, but in terms of like being challenged and being tasked with overcoming that challenge, I don't think there's anyone that does it better right now than like From Software with Dark Souls and Sekiro. So yeah, that's where my mind goes. Outer Wilds. Oh yeah, Outer Wilds, I've heard that game is mind-blowing. Like mind-blowingly good. Dark Souls I found way hard beyond me. Yeah, they are hard. BG3 is something else. I'd say Power Wash Simulator. Power Wash Simulator, really. It just does something to the walnut. That's funny. Witcher 3 was fantastic. I played The Witcher 3 a little bit. I don't know what it was. I couldn't really get into it. I think the combat just wasn't gelling with me. But yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, like I've always really liked multiplayer competitive games. And I just got into, last night I started playing that Supervive game, which is like a MOBA battle royale hero shooter, and it's just like, oh, it's superb. It's freaking great. But online competitive multiplayer games are not, I wouldn't recommend that to somebody who's like, what are video games all about, you know? So we need a cast animation. How do I want to do this? Do I want to make it loopable? Like get the arms raised. Oh, I need to change the scale as well. Oh, now he looks like he's golfing. Okay, that's not right. Do I even need the rotation here? What am I trying to do here? Wait a minute. Something's not right. Yeah, I need it to flip. So I think what I need actually is I need it to go here and flip to -1. There we go. And then the position. That doesn't look great, but I'm gonna... hopefully make it good. I'm just throwing some keyframes down, and then what I'll do is I will just kind of mess around with the timings and whatnot. Oh, the position needs to go back down as well. -23. Looks kind of awkward because his head is like it's going through his neck, but I don't know if that's going to be something that I need to be too pedantic about. I could do something a little bit different, I suppose. Maybe if I just do this. Duplicate. Oh, dang it. Duplicate. Duplicate. Okay, that's too much. I don't know what I'm doing. That's probably all right. We'll give him some other animations for his head. Maybe we'll squinched him down. That's not a word, but that's fine. So maybe we'll squinched his body down. I was hearing some weird sounds. Oh well. Hope it's nothing. You said you were waiting for Path of Exile 2. First game was one with the massive skill tree, right? Yep, that's correct. Yeah, Path of Exile 2 early access is coming out on Friday, right? Yeah, Path of Exile 2 is something that I'm very much looking forward to. The Necromancer class, or the Witch / Necromancer, is just like, oh man. Now that game will do many things to the walnut. Yeah. Hello, Felipe. No worries. Tilt his head back also as if he's laughing. That's a good idea. Let's get the body in order first. Probably squish him down even more. Obviously, I have to change the position here of the body as well. Okay. Now his arms are not in the proper position. That doesn't look terrible. Oops. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Guess that's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. I gotta get the head animated properly as well. Okay, let's just try the head now. Okay, let's throw his head back like he's laughing. He looks so sinister. Okay, and then oops. That'll be fine. This can be back even further, I think. Yeah, that's looking good. Look at that. Ah, yeah. And now the hat needs to wobble with him. So let's get the hat going. Keyframe that position there. Bring the hat down. We're gonna also need to modify this rotation here. Hat is going to be a little bit difficult to animate, but that's all right. Okay, that's not quite right, so it needs to throw back. Yeah, the hat is going to be hard. The hat is going to be a little bit difficult. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just, I wonder if I could do something a little bit more cartoony. So instead of trying to make the hat, like, line up perfectly here, maybe if I make it float a little bit above his head. And then, let's see. Let's get that rotation out of there. Rotation, okay. So it actually doesn't need to really go over that much. Okay, so now I wonder if I do that. That's too much of a wiggle. Too much of a wiggle. Can I select multiple keyframes here? I don't want that much of a wiggle in the hat. So let's -40, 30. Just a lot of trial and error here. Maybe if I wiggle it a little bit, I don't know. Wiggle it a little bit and then make it flop down on his head. Okay, that's kind of getting a little bit closer, I guess. Oops. Oh, I hate that. I just poked my glasses and smudged them. That's not good. Laughing sound effect would be cool, yeah. That's a good idea. If you're getting into POT2 and want to party watch another person get eaten, give me a shout. Always looking to hang out with some more devs. Yeah, okay. I will keep you in mind. Are you on Twitter or something, or X? Animation's looking solid, jittery, but good jittery. Yeah, it'll look better. It'll look better in Engine. Or like in the, I mean, I guess at runtime is what I mean. Haven't played PoE, but would like to try it out. Yeah, it's free to play, the first one at least. The early access of PoE 2 will cost money, but then PoE will be free. PoE 2 will be free after the full release. Okay, we're getting there. Sorry, give me 1 second. There is a noise happening. I need to investigate what that is. Okay, it was just my screens rattling. My Windows screens. Take your pick. Okay. Twitter RX. Gotcha. Yeah, if I'm feeling it, I will hit you up. Let's see. Yeah, there's something, let's see. What's going on here? Okay, here. It doesn't look right. Because it moves over to the left. I guess it should just really start straight down. Maybe it needs to go up a little bit first. So if I make it go up instead of down. Oh, that's a lot. Out of curiosity, is the hat supposed to stay attached to his head? No, it's independently animated, so it'll roughly stay on his head, but I want it to like look like it's flying off of his head a little bit. But I do think that this needs to So that looks fine. That looks fine. Okay. Here is the part where it's a little bit awkward. So I don't know if changing the rotation here is going to help. The rotation is not going to help. I need it to be like Yeah, because that frame right there does not look right. I mean, the hat is moving generally pretty good, but I think I just need to insert a key here and take the hat and just do that. But then it looks bad. See, it just kind of like snaps over. Okay, maybe there's a creative way to do this. Maybe I just make it jump up in the air again. So it lands there. Make it jump back up in the air here. Make it go back down onto his head here. Okay, that's looking better. So it like right there. I think this probably needs to be a greater increase. This needs to be greater as well. What is this one? -75. We'll leave this as linear, I suppose. It doesn't... Yeah, this is wrong. Get rid of that. It needs like an extra little something. It needs to go blam. It needs to tilt forward. So it's tilting forward like this. It probably just needs a greater degree of tilt right here. Boom. And then back to -40. This tilt is probably a little bit too strong. Okay. That looks better. That looks much better. Okay. Whew! That was a little bit difficult, but we made it. So let's get those animations working. Anim run. I need the reset animation as well. And I need a reference to the animation player. Oops, why did I do that? Actually, let's do this. Anim reset. So this is kind of what I do to make sure that the animations are all reset here. So enter state money bag, anim reset, anim cast. Okay. Cool. All right, let's see if that works. I will say one of the curses of animation is that some of the things you are seeing, player won't notice unless they're looking for odd frames. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can get away with a lot. Save some of that precious resource we call sanity. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that very well. Ooh, look at him hop. Look at him hop. Yeah, that looks great. Might make the animations in the cast a little bit more exaggerated. Like maybe his arms could be more exaggerated. There could definitely be a little bit more motion. So maybe I'll do negative 30. 30. Negative 30. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, let's see what that looks like in game. Yeah, look at that. That's sweet. Ah. Nice. Yeah, that's looking good. That looks incredible. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's great. Like I said, you can get away with a lot, especially when you're doing low pixel resolution stuff. And this animation stuff, like I'm not an animator, but doing the cutout animations with the animation player in Engine at low pixel resolution is like a great way of getting nice looking animations without having to be like super proficient at making animations. Now when I modify his movement pattern so that he only moves when he's in the air, I think it's going to look really good. Because right now he's kind of sliding across the ground. Dang, I don't even have any other enemies to contend with, and I'm dying to this guy. I'm not really trying that hard, but you know. So we'll commit those. Just needs to face you now. Yeah, that'll come. Thank you, Fox Shadow. Maybe you could start doing that animation a second before casting, so you can recognize it's coming. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Okay, but it is now time for me to go and eat lunch. So that will be it for the stream today. Thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it. Thank you all for your support, and thank you for just chatting and hanging out. It's a lot of fun, always is. So again, for anyone watching right now or watching the VOD, please check out the links in the description below. I've got Gunforged available for wishlist. That would help me greatly. Also, if you want to learn how to build a game in the Godot engine, I've got a couple of Udemy courses available for purchase. It's a great way to support me, and it's also a great way to learn Godot if you're interested. So again, all those links are in the description below. That's all the ways you can help me. All my socials are down there as well. I know, sorry, Fox Shadow. I know you just got here, but alas, I do need to eat. Thank you, Coffee Crow. See you, Brekheck. See you, Rin. All right, thanks everyone again, and I will see you tomorrow.